here, so I'm going to raise a point here that I thought was that was really important. Is you see how much disinformation, how much this is intentional. So that's what we get out of those last two talks. This is not accidental. And I've got one little. They're starting to go back now, and because I showed you some studies where they really showed some of the foundational work that was done on hydroxychloroquine. They're going back trying to now basically retort the evidence. So the studies I showed that were so eloquently done in March, actually they came out with a study, and this is almost laughable. It says here, malaria drug chloroquine does not inhibit SARS-CoV-2. So this study came out this week, and this is in tissue culture. So I looked at the study, and I thought, that's interesting. I don't know what happened there, but let me look at it. So then I saw KLU3 lung cells. So they said, hey, it may work in kidney cells, but it doesn't work in lung cells. So in our evidence, yeah, it can work in vitro in kidney cells, but not in lung cells, right? So I thought, well, that's interesting. So I worked at MD Anderson. I was in ocular oncology, and I thought about it. I said, I've heard of that cell line before, KLU3 lung cell. It's an adenocarcinoma. It's a lung cancer cell. So I tweeted, I corresponded with the author, and I said, I am so happy for your study. You just showed one of the most amazing things that I've ever seen. I never thought I would see something so clear. You just proved that when virus is around and chloroquine is around, chloroquine will let the virus attack a cancer cell. I think about that. So it will protect a normal cell, but chloroquine will not protect a cancer cell because they're dedifferentiated, the receptors are different. I mean, think about that. So I told him back, I said, thank you. That's the you completely misinterpreted the data, and you hid the fact, they hid it. They put it all the way down. As you know, you have to look for the data set. So I found it in the appendix, in little letters, KLU3 lung cells. This is the disinformation campaign that we are faced with. They put out a big thing, and they said, oh, it doesn't work. They put it on Medical Express. That's it for chloroquine. It's unlikely to work against SARS-CoV-2. We just proved it. No, you proved chloroquine is one of the smartest drugs in history. It will let the viruses attack cancer cells, but not normal cells. So you have to be critical of the data as doctors, because what we're seeing, and as these two people have just come up to talk about, is a massive disinformation campaign. And if you can't read through the information, you're going to be lost. But I think we go back again to the same thing we talked about earlier. Not only does hydroxychloroquine work in vitro, not only does it work in patients, and not only does it work in areas where it's endemically found in high usages, okay, we saw that, and it works prophylactically. So we have studies done from Nigeria, India, Portugal, Italy, where it's been used prophylactically. It works in every single instance, and it particularly works well early. So I'm gonna highlight that. That's the scary part for a lot of these companies. It's so effective, it'll work against the flu virus. It's very good against any airborne RNA virus, and that's the scary part, and that's the tie-up for all this. It's a lot of money lost. Thank you.